I have a question for you. I have one question for you. Who owns your LinkedIn? Who owns your LinkedIn page? Is it you or is it your company? Let me land with this. I'm interested to know. Let me know in the comments if you can. Let me know whether it's through DMs, private message me. Let me know. Confidentiality is key. Because I'm not really one to rock the boat too much. I'm not really one to talk about these other sort of particular issues that I'm seeing other people facing, but I'm just seeing too much of it, and I just wanted to kind of share my thoughts, and not even to throw any like shade to any of these companies. You got to do it the way you got to do it, but far too often, especially in this current job market, I've just been seeing loads of people and even close people of mine sharing crazy, ridiculous stories of how these companies are moving, and it's ridiculous. And it's something that I was pondering for a while in terms of sharing this content, but I was thinking, is it rocking the boat too much, or is it going to upset people? But to be honest, I don't even care, man. I don't even care, because I'm not saying anything remotely distasteful. I'm not saying anything particularly rude or outrageous. I'm just talking the facts. I'm just talking the facts. And if it's a case where the truth hurts, and the truth hurts, man, I apologize. I'm sorry. But I say this to say that the reason why I'm asking, do you own your LinkedIn page or does your company own it? Because I've spoke with a few people and they are telling me that they have no choice, like their company are telling them they need to post this amount of content in the week, or they can't be reposting any additional content that doesn't line up with the actual company. And by all means, if the contract says that you cannot post any additional content apart from what is presented within the company page and anything allocated within the company, then so be it. You as a grown person, grown adult, signed the contract to say that. So through those grounds, yes, your company owns your LinkedIn. I have no issues with that. My particular issue is where there's nothing stated in the contract. You will have on the contract that you should not say anything that can put harm to the company's reputation based on what you are either posting, reposting, or sharing on social media. That's a given. That's a given. We've seen it all the time on Twitter, X, people are posting, and then all of a sudden someone finds out where they work, send an email to their directors or their managers, and then they're gone out of a job just like that. It happens all the time. In the cancel culture sort of thing, if you say something particularly wrong, people will find your company quick, and you're out of there, you're gone. But what I found is that a lot of companies are very much not moving forward with the times. Personal branding is something that has developed into a beast. It's become such a big core topic that many people are talking about, or they've even utilized it in terms of building their business. But a lot of these companies are super, super, super slow with the elements of embedding it within the workplace in a way that makes the most sense. Company advocacy is what these companies should be focusing on. But rather than focusing on the advocacy side of things, they are simply focused on just telling their employees what to do and not accepting any rebuttal from it. Your LinkedIn page, it has your name on it. I don't believe in the page being dedicated to your company solely. And don't get me wrong, 100% be an advocate for the company, be proud of the company that you work at, but do not feel that if you post about anything that may not be completely relevant to the company, that you're doing your company a disservice. if anything, you're doing yourself a disservice because you have spent all the time posting about this one company, and before you know it, in this time that we're living in with this rocky job market, redundancies are at play. You lose your job through the process of that. What do you have to show for it on LinkedIn after that? All you have are all the reposts that you've done of your company, but you have nothing to say who you are, what you've done, what you've been proud of, what you accomplished at the company, the things that you're looking to do as a person, as an individual that can benefit not only you, but the company. You have not said not one of those things that has allowed you to even have a fighting chance to go get another job, because you showed a level of dedication to the company and didn't give yourself any sense of dedication to yourself. And that's the reason how you've been presented with this particular issue. And I see it all the time. And I want it to stop. I really want you guys to really look in the mirror and know that unless you sign the contract, remember, unless you sign the contract to say otherwise, you own your LinkedIn profile. You post however you see fit, as long as you're not posting crazy, of course. But don't let anyone dictate how you're meant to be doing content. And if anything, the rise of personal branding should only allow companies to think this can be beneficial, this can be in our favor. We actually have advocates within the company who are actually very much public and proud of where they are working, and they are more than willing to go above and beyond. But I suppose just like human nature, no one likes to be told to do something. It's nice to be in a position where you feel like you are collaborating and working on things, but no one wants to be told, oh, you must be posting 3 to 5 posts a week in order to generate leads for the company. And your job salary hasn't increased in the last 3 4 years, but yet they're asking you to go above and beyond for them. We need to do better. We need to do better, and we need to really think about what we can do for ourselves. And by no means am I saying to just cause a nuisance and to leave your job or anything like that. It's twofold. I want the companies to focus on the importance of advocacy and how advocating for your employees to build their personal brands online is only going to pay dividends back to the company. I wasn't going to mention any names, but because I love this company so much and I love the people in the company, shout out Paul and Daryl each and every time. I used to work at an agency called Hard Numbers, and they are the most amazing agency I've had the privilege of working with. And they were very much forthcoming with the approach of posting on LinkedIn. My previous boss, Daryl, he is very much Twitter, LinkedIn. That's his thing. That's his game. That's how he does his bits online on social media. And whilst I was working there, he would always empower us. And that is the key word that I want you to remember: empower. He would always empower us to use social media to our benefit in order to raise our profiles and in order to build up our personal brands in the process. And through doing that, we felt not only empowered, but committed in terms of doing that. And that only led to more people wanting to do it and wanting to get involved in the process of believing in the bigger picture of what we're doing. And as well as us, posting about normal everyday things, it always paid dividends back into the company because it only made sense because we were happy to do the posting for the company, and not only for the company but for ourselves. Not once were we told that we have to post about this certain thing happening or a certain campaign or whatever the case. It was more of a suggestion of, we would love to see if you can do it, but it's not an issue. Whereas nowadays, a lot of companies are really trying to guilt trip their employees into doing so. And that's not right, man. That's not right. So I would say, please have your boundaries if possible. I know that it's rough right now. I know that it's crazy times, but your LinkedIn page, unless you sign that dotted line that states that this page is now the company's page, is your page. Please use the page in a way that allows you to have an opportunity. I don't imagine you're going to stay in that job forever. If you are, then what I'm saying has come nothing to do with anything. You keep doing what you're doing. However, if you are looking to continue to grow and develop in the process, and you're looking to move into different jobs or to move into different realms of work as well, you need to think about yourself as well. And you need to be able to have the boundaries set in place to know that you will post about different areas. And if it comes down to posting content, have a ratio split. Have a ratio split so then you know that there's a certain percentage that you are posting that ties in with work. But then you're also having an opportunity to post about other different things in your personal or professional life, things that you're proud of, things that you can showcase and share, that not only helps people understand who you are and the skills that you actually have, but it also pays dividends and it brings it back to the company, knowing that you are posting as not just a representative, but as I mentioned, an advocate for a company that you feel is doing good things. And I feel that the reason why there's such a clash in the thought process of posting content nowadays is because a lot of companies are starting to see what posting is starting to do for individuals. And I suppose as far as they're concerned, they don't want their employees to be getting poached by another company or getting, you know, taken by someone else. But through that, it's something that you have to be willing to take if you're wanting to grow a community of people who not only are dedicated to the cause and they want to uplift the company just as much as you, but they feel comfortable and safe in doing so, and they have more autonomy in the process. So like, comment, subscribe, comment below and let me know what you think. Do you own your LinkedIn profile or do you not? Let me know in the comments. If I ruffled a bit of feathers, share this with someone that needs to hear this. If you are not using LinkedIn, I'm sure I have another video that I posted previously about the reason why you need to produce content. It's not a joke. You need to start. If you haven't started, start now. But ultimately, that's all I got to say, man. Love every time, blessings, and I'll catch you next week. Look after.